6'9" Khalid Thomas, and they're both ready to get this game started. Thomas wins the tip, and the Vikings will go to work with Damian Squire controlling the basketball. Montreal versus Toronto right there with Squire and McEwen. An open three for Ian Burke. He went scoreless a week ago, but wastes no time in getting on the board tonight.
And that's what you need from Burke, a veteran player knocking down the opportunity that comes to him. Big hit for the first three to start it off.
Burke had been playing outstanding basketball in the games leading up to that Northern Arizona matchup. Off night offensively for Portland State, but defensively they were rock solid, and massive turnover differential led to a Viking narrow victory as McEwen misses the three and Alley comes down with a rebound. Quickly up the floor to Burke, top of the key. That's Khalid Thomas. Eyeballs Dante Bassett. He's given up a few pounds to Bassett tonight. Doesn't get the friendly roll on the iron as Dylan Jones pulls down his first rebound of the evening. Jones, very active big man, a tough matchup, averaging a double-double this year at 12.5 points, 10.8 rebounds per game for Weber State. A little cut down the lane by Zahir Porter. He's fouled on a reach-in. That's J.J. Overton, beg your pardon, the transfer from Utah Valley University. He led the Wolverines in scoring last year at 15.6 points per game, averaging 12.5 for Weber State. McEwen will inbound to Bassett. Just underway here at Viking Pavilion. 4 games left for Portland State, including tonight. 3 games left for Weber State. They're a game and a half back of Montana State in the race for first place. But then you got 2 more teams. It's a half game behind them. Long three is off the mark. That was Seiko Sissoko Jawara on the miss. Vikings have the rebound. Squire, Thomas, Alley, Carter, and Burke, your starting 5 for Portland State. Overton, Jones, Bassett, Sissoko Jawara, and McEwen for Weber. A baseline cut, the pass out of the reach of Khalid Thomas. Damian Squire says, my bad. First Vikings turnover.
2 teams that forced a lot of turnovers here tonight, so taking care of the basketball going to be equally important for both of these programs.
Weber State 1 win away from number 20. That would be 8 20-win seasons in 16 years for their head coach, Randy Ray, as nobody gets in the path of Kobe McEwen on that drive down the paint.
Nice take there by McEwen, getting his squad on the board.
Alley, a hesitation dribble. Carter fakes the long 3, floater, rattles home.
Could have potentially got a flop warning in there as it was a no call, but Overton certainly not ran over there by Carter III, and the bucket counted because of it.
J.J. Overton, a 6', 6" senior. And again, McEwen unmolested to the iron.
I mean, back to back. He's seeing that there's nobody at the rim to stop him. He's getting by the first defender and finishing at the basket.
Vikings held McEwen to just 12 points in the first matchup. He's averaging 18 a game. Alley leaning into Overton with that shoulder to draw contact. Overton saying, what did I do there? But he'll be charged with a personal. That's foul number 1 on Weber State.
Ezekiel Alley not afraid to try to find contact. Good with body control, and that's what makes him so tricky to guard. And it obviously made it for a tricky call for the official as well. Shooting
foul puts the Tucson native at the line, where he's shooting 77% on the season. And Alley sinks the first attempt. 6'1" senior, transferred from Division II Northwest Nazarene, where he averaged 20 points a game. It was all district for the Nighthawks last year. It took him a few games, but he has certainly adapted well to Division I basketball, and he has proved repeatedly that he belongs here. Squire, screened off by Bassett. McEwen picks up the dribble. Into Bassett. Oh, a little ball fake. That was a Jordan move there, but he missed. Rebounded by Squire. Great lead pass for Burke, who finishes on the other end.
Got to get back on defense if you're Weber State.
4 points in the early going for Ian Burke. A 5-point Viking lead. A lot of returning talent for this Weber State team. A lot of newcomers for Portland State. Beautiful feed inside, and Bassett rams it home off the assist from Sissoko Jawara.
Weber State attacking the interior of Portland State here early on. Not enough girth on the inside for the Vikes, and Weber State's taking advantage where they can.
Squire isolated against Jones, moves his feet well, excellent defender. In the corner, a three from Carter comes up shy. Bassett secures the board. Weber State, as you saw in our pregame graphic, scoring a little off, pocket pick. Alley takes it away from Bassett. Leading the break, Burke out of control, lost the handle. Games have wrapped up. Eastern Washington defeats Northern Colorado in Greeley 85-76. And earlier tonight, Idaho State with a 70-66 win over Northern Arizona. So look out for the Idaho schools here in the month of February. They are coming alive. Jump pass, barreling down the lane, reverse layup up and in by Dylan Jones.
Again, attacking the interior is Weber State, and that's where they've been able to get their money at so far.
8 points, all in the lane for the visiting Wildcats. Same five on the floor for Portland State. Step back free throw line jumper for Squire rattles off. And Jones has his second rebound. Khalid Thomas using that great length to get in the passing lane. Floater over Bassett, rims off. And another board for Jones.
And Thomas knew that he saw Alley late there. He wanted to pass the ball, but was forced to put up the floater instead and couldn't convert.
Bassett sets the screen. Another screen and roll game for Dante Bassett. This time a kick ball will reset the clock at 20. Vikings will send Marlon Ruffin into the fray. And big Alex Chu, the 6'11 center from England, checks in for Weber State, along with Zahir Porter, a junior from the Bronx. Weber State definitely with the size advantage in this matchup. There's the Wildcats inbounded in the backcourt. 1 point lead for the home team. Soho Jawara off the glass. Chu had it momentarily, tipped out of his hands. It'll stay with Weber. Dylan Jones out of Columbia, South Carolina. Quite a find for head coach Randy Ray, now in his 16th season. All-time winningest coach at Weber State. He won number 300 back in November with a victory over Wisconsin Green Bay. And McEwen wriggles his way underneath for the reverse layup.
Still attacking the interior. And Weber State's not going away from that game plan.
Wildcats have their first lead. Carter spinning inside. Can't get the roll. Oh, Jones getting every rebound right now.
Yes, he is.
Porter, step back three. Berg got a hand in the face. Another rebound for Chu. McEwen to a wide open Porter.
Yes. Porter finally scoring the first points outside of the paint for Weber State to extend that lead to 3.
9-0 run for the Wildcats. Thomas from 3. Count it.
Right back at you, says Khalid Thomas.
And that evens the score at 12 apiece. Harassing defense out of the perimeter for Portland State. Soho Jawara, patient. This time Carter closing out on Porter. Porter at 6'6", leans in, draws contact, and finishes. Count the bucket. A foul on Michael Carter III.
Porter with a strong take there, finishing right through the contact, and he knew he wanted to go get a bucket there. He went and got it.
Jacob Iman makes his return to the floor for Portland State. Iman had missed the last 9 games with a knee injury. One of the top shot blockers in the conference, and Portland State has been thin up front since the departure of James Jean-Marie and the injury to Jacob Iman. So they are happy to have him back as Porter polishes off the three-point play, putting Weber in front 15-12. Marlon Ruffin, one of those 7 Vikings acquired in the transfer portal. His 3 comes up short of the mark. McEwen sails in for the rebound. Well, Weber State certainly hit a home run with the graduate transfer Kobe McEwen. Chu underneath and expecting to be challenged. The layup is missed. That was KJ Cunningham. Oh, beautiful pass from Michael Starks, and Ali had it stripped on his way up.
Starks even fooled me with that one. I just knew he was going to Ian Burt, and he tried to drop it off right off to Ezekiel Ali behind him. Ball went out of bounds, staying with the Vikes.
Starks, a transfer from the University of Georgia, native of Miami. Ali guarded by McEwen. Underneath to Iman. Not only was that a good catch, that was a tough finish inside for the big guy.
Absolutely, but Iman made it look easy. A nice jump hook on the inside, and it's been a while since we've seen that, as this Vikings team has been running with 4 to 5 guard lineups at all times while he's been gone.
I give him a lot of credit on that play for being out 9 games. Didn't show much rust, and the ball stripped away from McEwen. Wanted a foul, didn't get it. Burke nearly lost the basketball. Ruffin goes hard inside. No foul. That's got Jace Coburn up in arms on the sideline.
Ref felt the defender went straight up with Ruffin there. He just couldn't finish.
And Burke clears the rebound. 15-14, Weber State in front. Wildcats currently second place in the Big Sky Conference standings. Portland State sits in 7th. Ali from 3, a little too strong. Fingertip rebound by Zahir Porter. Three-point shooting has been the Vikings' Achilles heel most of this season. McEwen wasting no time at pulling the trigger. Porter hustles down the long rebound. Oh, good look inside. McEwen fouled. He is third in the Big Sky Conference in scoring, averaging nearly 19 a game in conference games. That is second in the Big Sky. McEwen actually played his high school ball in Utah at Wasatch Academy. That is the same school that produced Damian Squire. So the two Canadians ended up at the same prep school in Mount Pleasant, Utah. McEwen will step off the floor after hitting both free throws to give Weber a 3-point lead. Thomas, Starks, Ali, Iman, and Ruffin, the Viking 5. Little 2-3 zone from Weber State now. You surprised the Vikings don't see more zone defense than they do, Pounce, with their struggles from beyond the arc this year?
Absolutely, and especially with all these guards and that guard penetration. But Ezekiel Ali might have something to say about that, as he's able to drain that three-pointer. But I do still agree with you that, you know, this team hasn't shot it well from deep. And one way to be able to stop dribble penetration, which has been successful for them as of late, is by having his own defense out there. So, yeah, I'm a bit surprised, but Ezekiel Ali felt otherwise on that possession.
Marlon Ruffin with the strip. Oh, what a crossover. Ruffin to the iron, lays it in. He left Dyson Kohler in the dust.
Respect the specs. Nice take there by Marlon Ruffin.
Vikings regain the lead, 19-17. Ruffin, the transfer from Nebraska, Omaha. He has been very productive off the bench this year for Portland State as Sissoko Jawara answers with a 3.
You're not playing that on Ezekiel Ali. You could close out hard without leaving your feet. And him doing so made for a wide open three-pointer. And Sissoko Jawara knocked it down.
Thomas guarded by the freshman Kohler. Starks will reset, 7 seconds on the shot clock. And that ball stripped away, but kicked away by Overton. And it should be a reset of the shot clock, but the officials are not going to give it to Portland State. That was a kick ball. So 1 second on the shot clock, and the Vikes will have to inbound from three-quarter court. Overton clearly kicked that ball out of bounds. So Starks will have to launch it, and that's going to go up over the backboard and off the shot clock.
Straight to the shot clock.
Only the third Vikings turnover. Weber State doing a pretty good job of protecting the basketball. They've turned it over 4 times. Oh, there's a bad pass from Sissoko Jawara, and Overton wasn't even looking for it.
Again, I think that's going to be a major key. Both of these teams like to force turnovers, and taking care of the basketball, I think, is going to make a world of difference when all is said and done here tonight.
Vikings forcing nearly 17 turnovers per game. They are plus 4.1 at turnover margin. That is 16th in the nation. 9.3 steals per game. That leads the conference as well. Alley, a quick burst to the hole.
Ezekiel Alley, he's been a bucket in the last 6 games. He showed why right there on that tape.
Vikings back in front, 21-20. Courtesy of Zeke Alley, he's already got 7. Dylan Jones back on the floor for Weber State. Thomas nearly got another steal. Jones, quick spin to the baseline, erased by Hyman.
And that's why you need Jacob Hyman in there to make plays like that.
Starks, offensive foul.
Starks a little out of control there. And you see here on the replay, he made a decision in the air, and I think that didn't help his case necessarily to not be charged with the foul.
KJ Cunningham draws the charge. He's been sidelined recently for Weber State. Brian Texas native, the sophomore guard. Several players that were in the Wildcats rotation last year have kind of fallen by the wayside. Not just Cunningham, but Cody Carlson, who transferred in from Concordia St. Paul last year, had an impact in the front court. He actually left the team during the season to go pro. Now playing in Europe. Kobe McEwen gets Hyman off his feet not once but twice. Still can't get a shot away. Shot clock at 2. Jones to the corner, and that's tonight. Weber State with an 11-6 edge there. 3 offensive rebounds. Vikings have yet to get an offensive board. 6 second chance points for Weber State. A 1-point lead for PSU. Khalid Thomas along the baseline, ripped out of his hands by Dante Bassett. 5th Viking turnover. Weber State, 4 giveaways in the early going. Jones, well, he's going to be a factor in this conference for years to come. Jump hook doesn't fall for Bassett. Floater from Thomas, too strong. Another board for Jones. He's already got a half dozen. Skip pass, right corner 3, McEwen, and it's true.
Big hit there by McEwen, and a much needed one giving his team the lead.
Back and forth we go. 5th lead change. We've been tied twice. Colby McEwen, 11 points already. He scored 12 in the entire game back on December 4th. An alley miss, a Jones rebound. And a streak of purple down the floor. Sissoko Jawara with the bucket.
And the Wildcats still attacking that paint. As you saw Sissoko Jawara do there, getting a bucket.
Damian Squire back on board. Waste no time. A triple for the Montreal native.
You give him an inch, he'll take it a mile. Big hit there by Damian Squire.
3-point shooting has not been a strong point for Squire, just 25%. I think that will rise. Sissoko Jawara looking for Overton. Overton had left the house.
Yeah, he did. Decided to cut baseline instead of stay there for the corner 3-pointer, and they were not able to connect on that one.
Well, it looked like Sissoko Jawara had a clear path to the basket, although Jacob Hyman looming underneath. Hyman sits now, and the University of Portland transfer Hayden Curtis steps in. A COVID freshman who has assumed a role in the rotation. A springy 6'9" native of North Bend, Washington. Squire. Connor III back on the floor. Curtis left alone. He'll trigger a 3 every now and then. Oh, Squire had him open, didn't see him in time. Now one-on-one with Bassett. Jump hook over the top, rolls off. 3 purple jerseys converge. And of course, Dylan Jones comes out of there with the basketball.
He just has a knack for those rebounds. Averages a double-double on the year, and he has certainly showed why.
He's going to have one half of that double-double locked up by halftime.
Indubitably.
Sissoko Jawara dips underneath. Carter draws the hit. And that's number 2 on Michael Carter III. So Senku Sissoko Jawara, a native of Mataró, Spain. 2 shots. Weber State at the line this year. 74.2%. 2 teams that shoot it very well at the line. But during the 5-game stretch in which the Wildcats have dropped 4, they've shot below 70. Meanwhile, their free throw attempts down by a half dozen a game. Sissoko Jawara transferred into Ogden last year from Loyola Marymount and averaged over 12 points a game and nearly 32 minutes of contest. 27-24 Weber, under 5 to go in the first half. Squire guarded by the long, rangy 6'6" Zahir Porter. Paris Dawson, a COVID freshman in the game for Portland State. And a little change of the defense now, trapping on the perimeter, and a little over-aggressive is Porter on the reach-in. That's only the 2nd foul, and I like the decision. You got under 5.5, just 1 team foul. Go out there and aggressively play for a steal.
Absolutely, especially with this Vikings team. You don't want them to catch rhythm offensively. They've shown that they can explode when they do so, so applying pressure is certainly a way to not allow them to catch rhythm.
Carter well guarded by Jones, but able to finish anyway.
Nice take by Michael Carter III, one of the better scorers on this Vikings squad.
14 points a game over the last 3. He missed a couple of games with a trapezoid injury, one of the many walking wounded for the Vikings this year. Oh, Sissoko Jawara got in the air with nowhere to go. Good hustle to get back by McEwen. Trailing is Curtis, a hard foul by McEwen to prevent the layup. And again, that's a tough catch for the big man on the move.
Absolutely, but he moves well. You see him sprinting the floor, got himself into the picture, and made himself an option for Squire to get rid of it too, and now he's at the line to shoot a pair.
Hayden Curtis, only 4 free throw attempts this year. He's hit 2 of those. Had his high game back on February 12th against the Montana Grizzlies in a road loss out of Mount Si High School, and part of back-to-back state finals teams, won championship there. Really didn't play much until his senior year of high school, so he's a late bloomer with a big upside. And a southpaw sinks 1 out of 2. Tie game once again as we hit the 4-minute mark. Vikings a little backcourt pressure as Porter gets it across. Well, you got to be ready for McEwen to jack that up at any time. And Paris Dawson was. Dawson tasked with guarding the much bigger, more muscular Dylan Jones right now. Quick ball movement, Sissoko Jawara down the baseline to the front of the iron, scores.
And Weber State's just being decisive, attacking the paint. Obviously, not a lot of size on the interior, even though Curtis gives the Vikings some length down there. But they made a decision that they are going to attack the paint over and over again.
Dawson triggers the 3. And McEwen secures the rebound. Dawson, a 40% shooter from 3. There's an offensive foul. Circles. He played his high school ball here, and then completed his basketball eligibility at Portland State after transferring in, and was going to turn out for the football team. Good look inside. Khalid Thomas finds Damian Squire for the bucket. 29 all, evenly matched first half. Weber State with a pretty decisive edge in the all-time series, although the Vikings have had success in recent years in Ogden, Utah, losing earlier this year, but they'd won 2 of the previous 3. As Porter misfires on the jumper. Yeah, Burke sees Thomas inside. Great defensive rotation by Weber State. Alley trying to penetrate, forced into a tough shot. Jones with a quick outlet after the rebound. Big strides from Porter. Got underneath the bucket, but bailed out on a foul.
Good foul there by Squire. You didn't want to give Porter the easy finish, so you make him go earn it at the free throw line.
1-0 fouls another. Back to Deontay Strickland. The event that took his life took place in the summertime, and I'll never forget, I was about to go on the air on a minor league baseball broadcast and got the news in an email and was truly at a loss for words.
Yeah. That was certainly one of those moments. And again, kid's just greatly missed. He was a great ball of energy and just such a personable dude, you know what I mean? He made everybody feel comfortable that was around him. And again, it was just super unfortunate that he had to go out the way that he did.
Weber State cashing in at the foul line, which has been one of the keys to their success this year. They are a perfect 7 for 7. Squire looking for his second triple. Doesn't fall. Kobe McEwen to J.J. Overton. Cunningham again shielding the ball. Unlucky bounce, and McEwen had an open look from 3, can't cash in. Wide open up top. Thomas has his second triple.
Straight away, splash. Nice shot there by Khalid Thomas.
6 points for Thomas. He is 2 for 2 from downtown. Vikings continue to shoot it well from deep. They are 5 of 10. McEwen backing in on Burke. Cunningham from 3, no go. Long pass ahead. Oh, there's an athletic play from Khalid Thomas.
Hey now, save now. Nice pass though, and an even better finish.
And a foul in backcourt, charged to Ezekiel Alley. That'll be the 17th foul on Portland State. 11 fouls whistled in this first half. And Alley will sit with his second personal.
Carter the third with about a 3/4 court pass up the floor. And Thomas able to just catch it and finish it in midair. What a play.
McEwen, 11 points in the first half, will shoot 1 and 1. In and out. Vikings look to add to a 3-point lead. Largest lead for either team has been 5 in this first half. Squire wearing a mask to protect the nose that was broken in a home game earlier this year. That caused him to miss a trip to northern Colorado. Thomas feeling it. Not this time. And a final shot opportunity for the Weber State one. No more James Jean-Marie. Jacob Iman missing 9 games. Hayden Curtis out with a broken finger, missed 6 weeks. Not a rotation player at the beginning of that stretch, but certainly would have seen a lot of time on the floor after Jean-Marie's departure. Porter with a second on the clock. Got it. Vikings with a 3-point lead. Weber will have the basketball. Kobe McEwen, Siguse Soho Chawara, Dylan Jones, Dante Bassett, and J.J. Overton. For the Vikings, Damian Squire, Ian Burke, Michael Connor III, Khalid Thomas, and Ezekiel Alley. Touch pass inside to Bassett, one-on-one with Khalid Thomas, backing him in. Now Jones with 10 on the shot clock, pass behind McEwen, intercepted by Ezekiel Alley. Turnover number 10. While Portland State, the turnover margin continues to grow as the season goes along, now forcing nearly 17. Oh, and a lob from Thomas to NC3, and that gets a double fist bump from head coach Chase Coburn on the sideline.
Well, I think more so than just the dunk being finished, I think the execution is what has Coach Coburn so pumped. He knew that's what they wanted to do, and the fact that they got it done, it certainly got him excited over here.
That's a play they would have called going into the half. McEwen swatted by Thomas. Alley comes away with a basketball. Berg flying underneath to Carter for another jam. Back. Off the feed from Ian Berg. Vikings have opened up a 7-point lead. Weber State with a basketball. Early going second half of action. Vikings trying to even up the season series. McEwen nearly took an extra step. Sissoko Jawara keeping an eye in the rearview mirror. That ball quickly moves all the way around the perimeter. Bassett steps out for three. Airmails it. Shot clock about to run out when Sissoko Jawara drains a three.
Big hit by Sissoko Jawara. Time expiring. Bassett airballing on his jump shot. And just before the shot clock expired, he banged it.
A big break there for Weber State. Ian Burke in search of his second triple. That doesn't drop. 9th rebound for Dylan Jones. Still with the rock. McEwen rises for three, and he's hit in the corner. That'll be foul number 3 on Michael Carter III, and 3 free throws coming up for Kobe McEwen.
Certainly not what you want to do there if you're MC3, you know. Ref caught him late, making contact with the shooter, and now McEwen at the line to shoot 3 of them things.
McEwen coming off a 29-point game against Northern Colorado in a loss on Saturday. Also had 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was a perfect 7 for 7 at the line in that game. And he was 3 for 4 so far tonight. McEwen, 2 years at Utah State, and then 2 seasons at Marquette. Over the 500-point mark this season, and hits all 3 to pull Weber State within 1. So Vikings get out to a 7-point lead. That goes by the boards rather quickly. Thomas chased his own miss. That's the first offensive rebound for Portland State in this game, and it leads to a 3.
Khalid Thomas letting it fly from deep tonight. That's his 3rd three-pointer here in the contest.
Thomas shooting just 24% from distance this year. Well off the pace he set in 2020-21. Bassett posting up on Alley. Passes out of the post to Sissoko Jawara, who hits his second three-pointer in the second half.
Sissoko Jawara with 15 after knocking down that tray ball. He's starting to feel it.
Sigu Sissoko Jawara, a 43.4% three-point shooter. Squire wide open. He bangs one home from distance.
It's getting hot in here. Both teams knocking it down from deep.
Vikings have not shot the 3 well over the past 3 games. They had shot it pretty well over the 5 games prior to that. And back on track tonight. Jones can't finish on the dribble drive. Squire the lead pass for Alley, and it's erased by Overton, but it contacted McEwen out of bounds. It'll stay with Portland State.
Alley tried to give himself a chance again. The unique body control that he has, he was able to get it up over the first defender, but coming from behind was Overton, and he wasn't having it.
Alex Chu checks in off the bench for head coach Randy Ray. Ian Burke screening the way for Alley. He rebounds his own miss. So no offensive rebounds to the last 2 Viking possessions, and they capitalized with 5 points.
See how that works? You rebound the ball offensively, you give yourself another chance to score.
Sissoko Jawara can't score from close. Alley for 3. Yes!
Bang, bang, bang. Ezekiel Alley needs all 3 of those.
8 for 15 now are the Vikings from downtown. Overton stripped on the way up. Burke comes out with a basketball. Ahead to Alley. Oh, quick hands. Dylan Jones pokes it free. Jones Looking for the big guy from Cheshire in the UK.
I got it.
And McEwen able to tip home his own miss. Burke underneath. As MC3 checks out, Marlon Ruffin checks in for the Vikings. 15-14 to go. Second to last home game for Portland State. They will welcome in Idaho State on Saturday. Team that's been 10th in the conference most of the year, but it's been dangerous of late. Alex Chu with a drop step spin and finish over Jacob Hyman. TEW, Alex Chu from Cheshire in the UK. Played prep school in the United States. Cooper International Academy in Pomona, California. Squire from three, a little too strong. McEwen outrunning with the rebound, strides into the paint between three Vikings, a collision, and a foul on Portland State. That'll be on Damian Squire. And the two former teammates from Wasatch Academy converge. Michael Starks getting set to check back in for Portland State. McEwen returns to the line for Weber State, where he is connected on 5 out of 6. He leads all scorers with 16 points. Sissoko Jawara has 15 for Weber State. McEwen's career high came earlier this month, a 32-point game against the Montana Grizzlies. He's fourth in the Big Sky Conference in minutes played this year. In fact, 3 Wildcat players in the top 5 of the conference in minutes, including Sigo Sissoko Jawara and Dylan Jones. McEwen knocks him down. It's a 6-point game. 52-46, Portland State in front. Michael Starks darts down the lane. Chu rebounds the miss. In transition, Sissoko Jawara pulls up at the free throw line. Dylan Kohler, the freshman, into the game for Weber. Chu, no look pass behind the head to a cutting McEwen for 2.
As soon as Starks turned his head, McEwen sliced, making for an easy pass and a nice finish.
Ali hoists a 3 off the mark. Sissoko Jawara pushes it into forecourt. Keeps the dribble alive against Burt. Now the two big guys bumping bodies. Chu, step back floater over Hyman, doesn't fall. Hyman, good job holding his ground there against the big guy from Britain. Marlon Ruffin able to rattle one home.
Nice hit there by Ruffin. Able to create separation from Chu. Get the short jumper off and drained it.
Alex Chu, 6'11", 245 pounds. Weber State can bring some beef in that front court with Chu and Dante Bassett at 6'9", 250. Sissoko Jawara hoists a tray and hits another one.
Sissoko Jawara, 4 of 5 from deep here tonight. He has found it from beyond the arc, and he is making the Vikings pay in that regard.
Weber State, 9th in the Big Sky Conference at 3-point shooting, so neither of these teams particularly effective from distance. Chu erases the shot, but second time tonight, a blocked shot ends up touching a Weber player out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings. Khalid Thomas back into the game for Portland State, joined by Starks, Ruffin, Carter, and Hyman. Sissoko Jawara, Jones, Kohler, Porter, and Overton for Weber. That foul charged to Dylan Jones. Very few fouls called against Weber State in this game. That is 6 total. Meanwhile, this is a team that thrived at the free throw line earlier this year. At one point leading the nation in attempts, 3rd in makes. Carter along the baseline. Now double. Open is Ruffin. He buries the baseline jumper. He's hit back-to-back buckets.
Another nice jump shot there by Ruffin.
With the assist to Michael Carter III. Lead is 5. 1 against 4. Jones, not enough on that pass, and Carter nearly came away with a steal. Streaky season for Weber State. They opened the year with 8 straight wins, the 8th of those games against Portland State. And then hit a losing skid. Hyman showing his value there, adjusting the shot. Open 3 for Starks, short. And Jones has another rebound. There's your 10th board for Dylan Jones, although not much in the way of scoring tonight from the freshman senior forward. Portland State with a 5-point lead over Weber State, 56-51, as the Southpaws' first shot is on the money. First point of the night for Overton, who has yet to attempt a shot for the field. And Weber continues to shoot it well at the line. Now 14 for 15. They've outscored the Vikings by 10 points at the free throw line, and Khalid Thomas with another three-pointer for Portland State. That is the Vikings' 9th 3 in 19 attempts. Khalid is 4 for 5. Jones blocked by Hyman into the hands of Starks. A lob for Carter!
Is going down here at the Viking Pavilion. Carter III with his 3rd dunk here in the second half.
Well, Vikings certainly happy to have Jacob Hyman back in the lineup tonight, and Overton fouled before the shot on the spinning drive of the paint. That'll be charged to Michael Starks, but you gotta wonder to yourself a little bit. They've been playing so well with this smaller lineup. How would the addition of Hyman affect that chemistry? Well, he certainly had a positive impact on this game with a couple of swats.
And I think, you know, it helps with the depth. Like, obviously, you mentioned they've been playing well with the smaller lineup, but it doesn't hurt to have another body out there, especially one who can defend the way Hyman can. As he made that three-pointer hard for McEwen there. But having them back, I think, only helps give them more depth and another dynamic on the interior.
Hyman tangled up inside, a foul on the Wildcats, and that'll be assessed to Kobe McEwen. Dylan Jones does have 3 fouls for Weber State. On the inbounds pass, there's a foul on Overton, so that brings Weber up to 4 fouls, matching Portland State's second half foul output. For the Vikings, Michael Carter III, the only player with 3 fouls. 8-point lead. Portland State's largest lead has been 10. Weber State has not led by more than a possession in this game. Hyman working up against Porter, who defended him well. Carter sneaks in for the rebound. Another 3 in the air from Thomas. You know it, baby!
Bang, bang, bang! Khalid Thomas has drained 5 of them from deep tonight. He is feeling it.
So Jawara, the legs went right out from under. And a foul on the interior on Portland State will be their 5th. That's on Starks again. It'll be Porter at the line for Weber State. Now the Vikings trying to make a substitution, but it's a 2-shot foul, so they'll have to wait on that. Zahir Porter, 91.7% at the stripe this year. Came in as a JC transfer in 2020-21 and averaged 12 a game for the Wildcats, but minutes down this year, and his scoring is cut in half. Tough matchup with his length. And 2 free throws pulls the Wildcats to within 9. Vikings briefly had their largest lead of 11. Carter operating against Overton. Oh, baby. No. Gets his own miss. Back with the foul.
That's how you play big, Michael Carter III. That's how you play big.
Well, he is stuffing the stat sheet tonight. Another 3 for Sissoko Jawara. Not this time. Rebound Thomas. Sissoko Jawara with 5 threes on the evening. Squire down the lane. Yes!
He is so hard to stay in front of. And even when you catch up to him, he is strong enough to finish at that basket.
Yeah, Damian Squire gives the Vikings their largest lead of the night. 13 points, 68-55. Vikings will not gain any. Oh, Carter the third with 3 fouls, getting gritty at midcourt. Not what you want to see as well as he is playing.
Now he's got 4.
Got to have better judgment than that. Vikings with a 13-point lead, but he'll have to sit for a stretch.
He knew he got caught on that one as well. It was very blatant. That arm got caught in there on the reach.
6th Viking team foul. Weber State has 4. McEwen often guarded by Squire when both have been in the game. A step back 3 on the way. Rattles off. Alley dribbling through danger, lost it. Oh, look at Overton sailing through the air but can't finish. Oh, cleared for takeoff there. And a foul on Weber State. That's on McEwen. That's number 3 on Kobe McEwen. Hyman will sit. Ian Burke back into the game for PSU. That moves Khalid Thomas to the 5, and he's getting accustomed to that position, Pounce.
Yeah, he certainly is. Playing with 4 guards, and he essentially could be a 5th guard, especially if he's shooting 3-pointers the way he is tonight.
5 of 6 from downtown. He's got 17 points to go with 7 rebounds, 4 assists. An alley 3 doesn't drop. Porter the long rebound, no numbers. Takes it in anyway. (68-57). Vikings by 11. Coming up on the 8-minute mark. Portland State, which at one time had dropped 7 consecutive games here at Viking Pavilion this year. But they have turned things around, looking for their 4th straight home victory. And 6th win in the last 8 games. Shot clock winding down. Oh, Burke! An 82-74 victory. So it's now a 4-team race for first place, including these Weber State Wildcats, who are trying to end a stretch of 4 losses in 5 games, but they trail by double digits with 7.5 to play. Overton taking it against Burke and finishes. Off the ball, a whistle. And that foul will be assessed to Dylan Jones. That's his 4th. So Jones with 4 fouls. McEwen has 3. Michael Carter the third continues to sit for the Vikings with 4 fouls. Jones still in there. I pump it into Jacob Hyman. That they do just that. Now, they should have been attacking Dylan Jones on the post-up. Instead, Squire dribble penetration does the trick.
When you got that guy, it doesn't quite matter sometimes.
Are you kidding me? Oh, that almost went for Kobe McEwen. That would have been a highlight of the year. Alley working hard to get to the bucket.
How about it, Z? How about it?
6'1", and there ain't much to him, but man, can he get to the hole.
He's got 14 tonight.
Dylan Jones muscles his way into the paint, draws the foul from Burke. And he earns himself a pair of free throws. This is where Weber State is hanging in there. They've got a big advantage at the foul line tonight, having hit 16 of 17. Vikings just 4 for 5 at the line. And Dylan Jones, a good foul shooter, hits the first. 15 double-doubles this season. His last one coming Saturday against Northern Colorado. 11 points, 12 rebounds. And 15 double-doubles, tied for 7th most in the country this year. Makes it an 11-point game once again. Ruffin with a hand in the face. Oh, baby! A flop warning called on Marlon Ruffin, but we'll take the 3. He's hit 3 in a row.
A 3 in exchange for a flop? You'll take it. You will take it.
That jump shot, not a thing of aesthetic beauty, to say the least, but effective for Marlon Ruffin. He's shooting 31% from 3, 40% overall in the season. About 10 points a game. Has come off the bench since starting the first 8 games of the season. In fact, his first game off the bench for the Vikings, one of his best games of the year. He scored 26 points in 25 minutes at CSUN in a Viking loss. Bassett, we haven't seen him for a while. McEwen feeds him underneath. Squire, blocked from behind by Overton. McEwen full speed ahead to Overton. Boy, Overton having an impact on this game right now on both ends.
Playing hard, hustling his behind off, and he's being rewarded for it.
Vikings still with a 10-point lead, 5.5 minutes to go. Ruffin underneath to Iman, and was he on the baseline?
Gotta know where you're at. Gotta know where you're at.
Well, it's a turnover for the Vikings, but by my count, that's only their second of the second half. $11 turnovers on Weber State, 9 on the Vikings. Coming up on the 5-minute mark, a 75-65 PSU lead. Again, McEwen underneath to Bassett. This time he is clobbered from behind by Damian Squire.
I like it though, man. Foul hard enough where they got to earn it at the free throw line. Obviously, Bassett is a much bigger player, but Squire not going to let him just get the easy basket. Go earn it at the stripe.
Well, we saw earlier this year Squire not afraid to give up the hard foul. He picked up a flagrant 2 ejection a few games ago. Bassett shooting a pair. And the Oakland native hits his first free throw. Well, those free throws are a lifeline tonight for Weber State. It's now an 8-point game.
They're hanging around. The Vikings look to be in control, but the Wildcats not going away.
Thomas looking for a half dozen from out there. Doesn't fall. Ruffin keeps it alive. And this time a foul on Overton. He doesn't like it. We'll send Marlon Ruffin to the line for 2. Dante Bassett played high school ball at San Lorenzo in the Bay Area. AAU ball for the Oakland Rebels, and then finished off at Oldsmar Christian High School in Florida. Part of a state runner-up team there before going on to the University of Florida.
I'm quite familiar with those Oakland Rebels, growing up in the Bay Area myself. A lot of games against that program. Damian Lillard actually played for the Rebels too.
Now they're no Peyton gloves, mind you.
Yeah, GP gloves. In fact, we were kind of a spinoff of the Rebels. A lot of our players were former Rebels when Gary Payton decided to sponsor his own AAU team. I happened to play for him. Nice finish there by McEwen. Gary Payton II of the Warriors was on our team as well. We were pretty nice.
22 now for Kobe McEwen. Alley double on the sideline. Thomas to a cutting Burke, a little behind, and Burke grabs Bassett in back court. That'll be 1-1 for Dante Bassett. Now these free throws are starting to add up as Weber State continues to chip into what was a 13-point Viking advantage. And Bassett just 63% at the line on the year, but playing his best ball of the season of late. Can't hit that front end. Khalid Thomas with his 8th rebound. Oh, that looked like a carry by Damian Squire. Open three, alley. Not a friendly roll. Overton nearly had it poked away by Alley at midcourt. Then he threw it away. 10 or more three-pointers in a game. And this is a team that has struggled for the most part with long-distance shooting. 29.4% on the season. That is last in the Big Sky Conference. And at one point, they were 348th in the nation out of 350 teams. Vikings lose the basketball. Porter spots Overton, who glides to the iron.
Just a two-possession game now. Again, the Wildcats hanging around and taking care of the basketball is going to be crucial here late for both teams.
That Viking turnover was their 11th. Weber State, 9 first-half turnovers, but the Wildcats have getting it up just 3 times in the second half. Dylan Jones back in now with the 4 fouls as Overton sits for Weber State. So it's Jones, Porter, Bassett, Sissoko, Jawara, and McEwen for Weber. Squire, Carter also playing with 4 fouls. Thomas, Burke, and Alley for Portland State. McEwen leading all scorers with 22. Khalid Thomas 17 for Portland State. Burke can't connect on the 3. And Jones hauls down his 11th rebound. Just 4 points tonight for Dylan Jones. Bassett overpowering Thomas, and it is a 4-point game now. Jace Coburn wants timeout.
Stay composed, 1 possession at a time.
Bassett now with 8 points. McEwen continues to lead all scorers with 22. At just 12 when these teams met the last time. Sissoko Jawara was the leading scorer with 17. Squire a lob off the mark. Thomas able to keep it alive. Vikings will reset outside the arc with Carter, and he's fouled on a reach-in by Porter. Both teams in the bonus now. So Michael Carter III to the free throw line. And congratulations, Pounce, to your Pacific University Boxers women's basketball team. They go on the road tonight for their first playoff game in years and knock off Puget Sound.
How about it, Lady Boxers? How about it? Pacific women's basketball team with a chance at the Northwest Conference title this weekend against Whitman. And boy, am I pumped for them. A really good program, getting better by the year. And now they're competing for a chance to play in the NCAA tournament at the Division III level. Go Boxers, baby. Go Boxers.
It's a tough pass for Bassett to handle. McEwen overshot the mark, and only the 4th second-half turnover for Weber State. 2:12 left. Vikings by 4, 77-73. As we mentioned, both teams in the bonus now. The next Viking foul will be their 10th. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining. Vikings have the possession arrow in their favor at this time. Squire lost it in back court. Randy Ray screaming for a violation. The alley misfires on the 3, and Jones is there to collect. Well read from the backside by Damian Squire. That pass hung in the air too long. Back-to-back Weber turnovers. And the Vikings will slow it down and spread it out with a 2-possession lead. All 5 guys in the 4 can put it on the deck and drive it. That includes the 6'10" Khalid Thomas, who comes up to set the screen. Squire doesn't wait for the screen. Another missed 3 for Portland State.
And again, the Wildcats just hanging in there.
And the Vikings settling for three-point shots. Their last 5 shot attempts have come from 3, all misses. McEwen stays at it, double team to the reverse side and scores it. 24 points for Kobe McEwen. 2-point game. Timeout PSU. Not to be denied, Kobe McEwen underneath with the conversion, and with 53.4 seconds left, just 2 points separate these teams. How about the quadruple pump fake for Kobe McEwen?
Absolutely, and McEwen having a huge game here tonight. 24 points. He has certainly been a thorn in the Boxers' side. I mean, in the Vikings side, excuse me.
We can forgive you that.
Yeah, you got to, man. The Boxer women won. I'm a little bit excited about it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited about it.
Vikings have gone over 5 minutes without a field goal. And it has been over 3 minutes, over 3.5 minutes, in fact, since their last points. 2 Marlon Ruffin free throws. That came at the 4:47 mark. An 8-0 run since then for Weber. So a key possession right here. Weber State looking to trap out of the perimeter. Little 1-3-1 zone. Alley's pass deflected by Porter. He's able to recover. 7 on the shot clock. Takes it in on Bassett. And a follow by Carter.
Big time play by Michael Carter III. Getting the second chance bucket.
Well, how huge is that for Portland State? Carter having a big second half. A 3 from McEwen, looking for his second of the game. He misses. Alley's got the rebound. Weber State must foul. But not getting the message right away. 10 seconds left. Now it's been the missing piece tonight for Kobe McEwen. Just 1 of 6 from 3-point range. That was a huge miss. Following a huge putback by MC3. Carter with 17 points. He led the Vikings with 14 in the earlier matchup with Weber State. He's been averaging 14 a game over the last 3. Now tied with Khalid Thomas for team high scoring honors tonight.
8 for 11 from the field. He's been very efficient.
Not only scoring, but 6 assists without a turnover, 5 rebounds for Carter. 2 games left after tonight. Vikings will be at Idaho and Eastern Washington to finish the season. Burke inbounds to Carter, and he is grabbed quickly by McEwen, his 4th foul. 7.7 seconds left on the clock. So McEwen joins Jones with 4 fouls. Carter to the line where he's 1 for 1 on the night. And for the season, Michael Carter III, he's 75% foul shooter. Whatever happens here, it'll still be a 2-possession lead. If you're the Vikings, last thing you want to do is foul. You'll get in Weber's way and try and make them run as much time as they can off the clock. As McEwen launches the 3 from way out there, it is off. Alley's got the rebound, and that is a wrap. The Vikings